Hello, I think that we can finally get started. Greetings all and welcome to our e-commerce webinar. We're glad to have you all join us today. My name is Valerie and I'm your webinar host for this session. So today we are diving into the transformative potential of e-commerce analytics to discover how it can significantly enhance profitability for FMCG manufacturers and retailers. We will explore the current e-commerce landscape, highlight key players, technologies, and the benefits of e-commerce analytics, including what it is and how it actually works. But before we start, let me introduce our speaker and industry expert, Andrei Cibulka. Andrei is head of delivery by Innowise Group. He has over 8 years of experience in product-focused e-commerce companies specializing in retailer analytics. Today, he will be sharing his expertise on the key success factors in sales, emphasizing what retailer analytics looks at to boost manufacturer and retailer profits. Let's get started. Andrei, our virtual stage is finally yours.
Hello, everyone. Great to meet you all here, and let's see what we have. So we are going to discuss how online digital shelf analytics, e-commerce analytics can boost sales of FMCG, fast-moving consumer goods products, which we buy every day. Let's first of all start on the let's synchronize on the terminology. So by e-commerce, we mean any activities related to purchasing of products or services with the funds over the internet. And switching to internet retail can gain a lot of benefits from online, from the internet features, and this can provide manufacturers and retailers to reach greater audience. Having one site, you can sell products all over the world. It can simplify the operational costs, remove unnecessary positions and stuff, simplify logistics. It can help you collect necessary insights about your buyers and consumers, making targeting more straightforward and provide personalized views for the buyers, highlighting the products they most likely going to buy. In addition to that, scaling of the online websites is much more straightforward compared to offline. You just need to add additional products to your system, to your database, and you don't need to rent additional areas for your offline stores. So because of that, e-commerce is growing pretty rapidly since 2007, when the first iPhone came out. We have an internet in our pocket on a daily use, and during the last 5 to 10 years, e-commerce is growing rapidly. It is expected to have it grown 5 times until 2028. More, this is related right now to B2B sector, and still B2C sector is growing as well.
And while we are talking about the market size, we have a quick question for our guests. So let us know what you think in the comments. So what do you think, what types of products are currently dominating the e-commerce landscape? Like, what are the main categories of products on the today's market? Let us know what you think in the comments, in the chat, and we will take a look at your suggestions. Maybe you think it's books or electronics or some beauty industry products. Just let us know in the chat what's on your mind, or you have something else. So in my mind, it's primarily the beauty products, but I'm thinking about this from my personal perspective.
Okay, let's see what we have based on the statistics. 50% of the industry is occupied by home appliances and apparel. This is not a surprise. Basically, we all are experienced in buying apparel online or some home appliances. This is pretty usual. However, groceries and cosmetics are not that popular. Still, specifically in US, for example, or in Europe, there are already a lot of retailers which sell food and drinks and even cosmetics, and these areas are growing pretty rapidly, especially since 2020 when COVID appeared. We started buying more goods online rather than offline, and understood that this is a pretty useful approach to getting things bought. And speaking more about the industry, here are the main players in the industry. So first of all, those are retailers which sell their goods or provide marketplace features for sellers to register and buy their own products. Retailer aggregators. Mostly of two types: roll-up aggregators, which actually buy the products from their sources and combine them into a single website, or regular aggregators, which just forward the forward buyers to purchase process on the source retailer. And stores, branded stores like Prada or some apparel, Berghoff, and so on, which just sell their own single brands. On top of that, there are, of course, manufacturers producing the goods and shipping those goods to retailers to be sold. And all of them, retailers and manufacturers, they of course want to gain more money, more sales, get higher revenues, and so on. So data analytics started appearing during last 10 years, and they assist manufacturers and retailers to gain the necessary insights about the audience, about how products are presented for the potential buyers, and how to make them be bought more efficient, be sold more efficiently. A lot of companies appear in data analytics, and this area is pretty technically complicated, which means that new companies appearing in this area in data analytics, they often need some help, assistance from technical standpoint, and so there are service solutions which help cover some steps of the data analytics, of data acquisition or data analysis, in order to make those companies more efficient and faster to market. Let's switch further.
And this is the perfect time for a new quick question for our guest. So what kinds of analytics immediately come to mind when you think about retailers? Let us know in the comments. What do you think? What do they analyze? What data do they work with? Like what items they analyze, what information they work with? Like, what do you think when you think only about retailers? So let's wait a little bit till your answers. We have a little, like 10 seconds delays here. So we will wait till you write your suggestions in chat. Like fast-moving items. Is this the answer for the previous question or this one? Conversions, fast-moving items. Maybe some other suggestions.
How do you feel? Which data may lead to understanding the conversions, for example? How to boost the conversions? How to make them happen?
Shelf life of items. We have an option here in the comments.
Okay, let's see. Right. Let's see how things actually is. For retailer, the regular approach to the revenue is something like this. So retailer introduces some features on the website, fulfillment options, some additional deals or subscribe and save, wish lists or registries, which are more or less shared wish lists when you can set a list of items for your friends to ask them buy for your, I don't know, wedding party or baby birth. So those features lead to additional sales, additional volumes of sales, additional items sold, and as a result, attract new suppliers, which see that that retailer actually sell goods. Right. As a result of that, suppliers bring additional products, increasing the assortment and increasing the revenue of the retailer. Okay, this is clear. However, to gain those benefits, to gain that growth, retailers need to focus on some specific data and compete with other retailers. So, most of all, those focuses are related to prices and stocks of the products and the assortment of their own website and assortment of their competitors. And the main idea of retailer is not to sell or focus on the specific items, but to sell the whole portfolio of products in the most efficient way. So the analytics for analytics for retailer can provide insights for about their competitors and about the prices for the same products from different websites and stocks of their products. Also, analytics may compare the assortment of different retailers and understand whether all types of products or all price ranges are covered by retailers, and in case they are not covered, try to fill them in by ourselves. So this will lead to more effective competition against competitors of the retailer and overcome them. So let's just highlight. So for pricing, it is prices, stocks, and promotions to understand what prices are used by the competitive retailers, what products are more became in out of stock or still remain in stock, what promotions are executed by other retailers, and when to run our own promotions. Also, if we speak about assortment, understanding of the portfolio and price ranges covered by our competitors, by retailers, by other retailers, we can understand what products we can introduce at what prices to make them be sold more efficiently. Just a specific list of metrics which can be used for retailers, like prices comparison for the same products, compare prices from different retailers and understand what we are selling and how efficiently. Right, drops can happen on a daily basis, and sometimes promotions from different retailers are executed just in time and not convenient for us. So we can analyze this, and the retailer we are serving in terms of analytics can decide whether it is necessary to follow the price drops or stay on the same price. Promotion behavior, like I mentioned previously, is great insight to understand when to run promotions, seasonal promotions or non-seasonal promotions, which products to promote, and so on. And as a final idea, understand the products portfolio from different retailers to gain understanding which niches to fill in. So just a rough example about how it may look like. So here we can see that prices horizontally and amount of products sold from different retailers vertically. This type of analysis may show that you can see from prices from $10 to $50, there is a huge amount of products sold by different parties, and there is a huge amount of products sold by retailers from $70 and above. But there is a gap between $50 and $70 where no products are sold, or low amount of products are sold. Which means that potentially a specific retailer can find out this insight and start selling goods which are more premium than $40, or start selling goods which are less expensive compared to the $80 or $10 goods. And most likely in that niche there will be a lot of buyers who expect to buy at that price and will buy without any competition against other retailers.
So now we would like our visitors to share their opinions with us. So what do you think? Is e-commerce analytics the same for manufacturers as it is for retailers? Do they analyze the same things, the same data, or are they differences? Please share your thoughts. Maybe you have come across these types of analytics. Maybe they have something in common, or they work with completely different types of data. You can share your thoughts. Maybe you have came across one of these types of analytics, and you can share your suggestions with us. You can type your suggestions in the comments on LinkedIn or here on StreamYard, and we will take a look and comment on your options. Yes, there is a difference. We can see the comment. I think it's might be some differences, but it's mainly the same. Sales, sales out. Hey guys, of course they're different. Well, we'll see.
Yes, of course they are different. They are different, and the critical difference between retailers and manufacturers is about the focus. The focus of the manufacturer is to sell specific products, specific brands, specific items. While a retailer, as I mentioned, they are focusing on the selling the whole portfolio. It's not really important for retailers to sell individual items, but the whole portfolio. For manufacturers, they are interested in their own products they ship to retailers. And because of that, this area is much more complicated and complex compared to retailers. And let's switch. Let's split the whole analysis spectrum into three main directions. First of all, those analyses are about monitoring the products itself. Then we need to monitor the retailer, how our products are presented to the potential buyers, how visible they are, and as a result, monitor the sales of our products for manufacturer, for sales of products, and also try to understand how many sales have our competitors. For example, there is a Coca-Cola with their products, and they want to understand how many sales Pepsi has in the same categories, right? Understanding the sales in the same category can give us the opportunity to calculate the share in that category and compare our share to our competitors, which means the clear understanding of the health of the brand or the health of the whole manufacturer. So right now, let's jump into each of those directions and try to understand what to analyze there. Monitor products. Monitor products mainly contain the pricing, product content, and rating and reviews. While pricing is pretty much the same as for the retailers with some slightly different goals, but still the monitoring of prices, stocks, and promotions. While for retailers, we compared prices with our competitors just to understand whether we are higher or lower. The prices for the manufacturers are more about the prices of their own products and compared to their competitive products like Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Also understanding whether those prices are set correctly or not. Stocks are critical. Stocks is a critical item to control for manufacturers to understand whether they ship enough products to the retailer or not, whether they sell efficiently or probably there is no sales for a specific item just because it is out of stock. This information helps to understand whether additional items should be added and logistics should be optimized. Promotions, again, comparing promotions, promotion campaigns to competitive products to understand when to run our promotions more efficiently. Product content is about the tracking of the data about the product information, the product page, descriptions, images, allergens, some additional content. There can be dozens of different fields to track. And the idea of the product content is to ensure that the data is set correctly, up to date, and actually sell. The data should convert into sales. Additional area to analyze for related to products is about ratings and reviews. Not only about tracking the trends of the ratings, which is quite important, but also tracking the amount of reviews and which reviews appearing. Sentiment analysis, automated sentiment analysis based on machine learning and artificial intelligence help to understand whether those reviews are about the product itself or the retailer or the delivery or any other area, any other attribute of the purchase process. And the key challenge in monitoring of the products is product matching. When we collect products from different retailers, for example, for Coca-Cola, products of Coca-Cola is sold on Amazon, on Walmart, on Target, in US and in Europe as well. We need to collect those products from different retailers, and we need to match those products across retailers. And this is not a straightforward activity, just because there's of course different URLs to the products. The names of products can be pretty different. Descriptions, images may differ a lot. Just imagine different retailers operate in different locations on different languages with the different target audience, and the content for sure will need to be amended to target specific people. So matching is something where we need to apply machine learning as well, where we need to apply manual intrusion, manual effort to ensure that products are linked together and prices from different retailers, from different sources, and product content and reviews are compared correctly. So this is a key challenge in this area. Now, going to the retailers monitoring, this area is this direction is more about the tracking of the products on the retailer as a whole, to understand how our products are positioned against our competitive products, against our competitors, and to understand whether we have any problems with the positioning, whether products are visible actually for the potential buyers, or probably our competitors are visible only. So the critical area here is to understand how high our products are in the ranking of categories and show search by specific keywords which are interested for the manufacturer, to understand the assortment of the retailer, which is less important for manufacturers than for retailers, but still. And also the important area is to understand the bestsellers. Keep track on the bestsellers in specific categories of the retailer, and gain insights why those products are in the bestsellers. What should be changed about our products to gain slots in bestsellers, to start ranking higher, and so on. And speaking about challenges here, the complexity is about the data aggregation. While we are analyzing a lot of different categories and a lot of different search keywords, of course, there will be a lot of data to be collected and to be analyzed. And it's not really the case to analyze the specific items, whether specific product is positioned high on the first page or not, but to understand whether our brand in a whole is positioned well enough and visible for the consumers. And so to do so, we need to label products with the specific brands and manufacturers. Brands, of course, you may say that brands are available on most of the websites on online retailers, but still those brands are often misleading. Even on Amazon, if we check the brands near the product name on the product page, we can find out that it's not really a brand. It may be a manufacturer, a variant, a taste, or even a seller name. Just a seller name, not even a product. So this activity, branding of the products, should be handled inside the analytics company, inside analytical solution, in order to be sure the data is correct, accurate, and can be analyzed effectively. In addition to that, questions and answers, which are close to ratings and reviews, but still this is more about the retailers. Analysis of the questions and answers can highlight for manufacturer whether there is a new questions to be answered rapidly, or run sentiment analysis just for the reviews to understand whether it's probably some information about the product is not clear enough and should be amended or improved. And the third direction was about sales and share. So sales and share goal is to ensure that we are selling. Of course, manufacturers usually have their own statistics about the sales for the specific retailer. That's not a big deal. However, sales and share analytics help understand the sales of the competitors, right? And not on all the websites it is possible, but still, if a retailer has a smart logic of the ranking, and we can try to reverse engineer the retailer's logic in ranking related to the sales, why some products are higher than others, we can try to forecast what sales have our competitors. And once we have sales of our competitors, we can easily calculate the total sales of the category and calculate our share and share of our competitors in that category. Of course, this area is ML heavy. There is a lot of artificial intelligence needed to understand this, a lot of amendments and fine tuning. However, this is possible, coupled with the branding, the same challenge as for rankings. We can try to identify those sales. So critical items to control is the sales of us, the rankings, the data from the previous areas we have just discussed. So as a result, we have, as a summary, we have a list of areas which are most important and most interesting in terms of analysis: price and product content, ratings and reviews, questions, and rankings, search and category rankings. So let's dive into each of those areas. So for pricing, the goal of the pricing is to ensure that prices are accurate. Pricing policies is followed by the retailer. Prices are set correctly. That stocks are good. The products are not out of stock for a long time, and reveal the promotional logic of our competitors in order to run our promotions more effectively. So the benefits of the pricing analysis could be in identification of the emerging third-party sellers if we are working with the marketplace, like for Amazon. There is a buy box feature on Amazon which is occupied by one of the seller, and understanding which seller is occupying most of the time that buy box helps us gain the insights which sellers steal our revenue, the revenue of the manufacturer. Because buyers usually don't go inside the list of sellers, but just buy from the buy box, from the main product page. Stock availability analysis, like I mentioned previously, help understand the efficiency of the logistics, help understand whether we need to ship more goods to the retailer or just reorder the shipping process between different locations of the same retailer. Map violations, minimal advertised price or minimal suggested retail price are the rules, are the agreement between the manufacturer and the retailer to set a specific price for a product, and that price should not go lower than MAP or MSRP. And violation of this leads to some additional conflicts and discussions between the manufacturer and retailer. And we need to highlight to manufacturer when retailer violates those rules. Competitive prices to fine-tune pricing strategy, and promotions, like I mentioned, to run promo campaigns more efficiently. So this is about pricing, pretty similar to retailer stuff, except for third-party sellers and map violations. And let's jump to product content, which is much more complicated and more interesting. Product content is about the data which is presented on the product page. So product title, description, allergens, images, videos, some instructions of use, some ingredients, and so on. So all those fields are critical for buyers to be analyzed before purchase process. So it gives the safety for buyers while purchasing the item. And we need to ensure that data is accurate, data is up to date, and is ready for our promotional campaigns if it was amended. There is a new trend for product content called previously it was product information management. You all know PIM and DAM systems, which hold the data about the product and can be used by retailers to present the product on the website. However, there is right now a new trend called product experience management, which is about a complete story, which is told by the information of the product on the page, by advertisement campaigns outside of the retailer, by every aspect of the product promotions all over the internet. All those attributes of the product should tell the whole story and engage buyers to purchase the product. So this is a new trend which includes machine learning as well to find out the problems with the product content and suggest better content which will actually sell. Related to the accuracy of the data, there was a statistics revealed which tell us the following. 16% of sales gained from the retailer are actually turned out to returns. So buyers buy products and then return, 16%. 22% of those returns are because of incorrect descriptions or some additional or some other information about the product, images, misleading ingredients, or other stuff, which means $150 billion only in US in 2022 were lost by manufacturers just because of incorrect data. And product content tracking is about it. Understand whether product information is correct or not. Some insights say that mostly this is the problem on the retailer side. They have issues with showing correct content even from product information management system. There can be problems, but still there can be problems on manufacturer side as well, where just because of human factor, some descriptions are mixed from a different product and so on. Benchmarking analysis help us understand why products are in bestsellers, why some competitive products are in bestsellers, and how to make our products jump into the bestsellers. Amount of images, for example, or the size of the description, or the absence of some attributes. So those are complex analysis which often include machine learning as well to understand and to find the best solutions. Still, there are simpler ways to analyze product content which are cheaper and easier to implement, still pretty efficient. Three directions. The first one is to check the presence of specific attributes, some critical attributes which are important for the buyers most of all, that the data in those attributes are up to date, is up to date and correctly retrieved from the PIM or DAM systems, product information management, digital asset management systems, and also some check that some best practice industry best practices are followed by the product content in terms of the size, in terms of the look and feel of some rich content and stuff like that. So those are basic steps, basic verifications. Let's go further related to the product monitoring and also questions for retailer monitoring. Those two areas are grouped together just because they are similar. We need to track the presence of new ratings and reviews and questions in order to highlight them for the manufacturer, especially negative reviews or some questions, in order for them to be able to timely react to those reviews and questions, answer, and get those hot buyers actually buy the product. Sentiment analysis are created to just imagine there is a review with the 2 stars, and you barely can understand what that review is about. right? It can be about the retailer itself, about the design of the retailer, about the product, about the long-term benefits of the product, about some unexpected allergens inside, about the delivery process, about the support of the retailer, and so on and so forth. There is a lot of different meanings of the review, and if we take some big retailer like Amazon or Walmart, or in Europe, Otto or Tesco or Asda and so on, uh, we uh, we will see that there are the amount of reviews are hundreds or even thousands. And manually reviewing those reviews is not really efficient. So machine learning based sentiment analysis can gain great benefits just by aggregating the data, and using the prioritization process, we can focus on the areas which are most critical for that specific type of products. Going further, rankings. The goal of the rankings is to first of all understand our positioning against competitors, and also measure the efficiency of the changes we made previously. So if they are efficient, products will get higher slots in the rankings of categories and search, and if not effective, probably products will not change and will stay on the fifth page. The first page is the critical idea here. 80% of sales from the search or category are related to the first page. 80% of the first page is related to the top 3 or 5 items of the first page, which means that for the critical goal for all manufacturers is to gain the top spots of the first page, and this is the analysis we need to provide to them. Bestsellers will help us just because bestsellers usually already occupy those slots, and using bestsellers we can understand what to change in our products to gain those slots. As I mentioned previously, a critical challenge here is branding and data volumes. And in addition to that, you all may know that rankings change pretty fast. If you go to the same retailer at the same day, just in a couple of hours, you will see that rankings may already change, which means that we need to carefully schedule our collection process for rankings to collect the accurate data, the data at the time where buyers actually buy, where they see the products, to gain the understanding whether they actually see our brands or not. And as on top of this, sales and share will help to understand whether all previous stuff is good enough, is effective, is analyzed correctly, and manufacturers performed great work amending and changing some attributes of the products. So what we need here is to gain some insights about the sales from client. Usually this is secret information, of course, but still, if we can provide insights about competitive sales, that's not a big deal, right? It can be we can work with it. Also, we need to collect the data from all previous areas like pricing, product content, ratings, questions, and rankings, group them together, and understand the dependency between the sales and the and other attributes of the product to provide to build analysis about the shares and sales of the competitive products. And in addition to that, as a result of that, sales forecasting will help brands to understand whether they are healthy, whether they will be healthy in next month or next year. And concluding this area, we can build an ecosystem. So price and product content, ratings, rankings are areas to analyze, and they result in a sales and in share. So this ecosystem helps to identify the items with some issues or problems, then amend those items, track the differences in sales and rankings and so on, understand whether those changes were good enough or not, and sales will confirm that everything was done correctly and in the best way. Uh, as a conclusion, right? All manufacturers and all retailers need to, of course, run those promotional campaigns, and analysis can also help in this area as well. First of all, organize the campaigns, understand when to run the campaign and what should be the contents of the promotional campaign, and then once it is executed and promotions are applied, we can understand the changes in the rankings, in ratings, in sales, in share, in reviews, in amount of questions, and so on and so forth. So those are the elements of the digital shelf analytics.
So it's finally time to delve into the topic of what analytics is, primarily from a technical perspective, to briefly describe what challenges it addresses in common.
Yes, let's jump into the technical. So technically, like all analysis, all machine learning based analysis, there are common items of the process. So first of all, we need to collect the data acquisition. We need to validate the data that we collected, actually something what we expected to collect. Normalize the data from different sources, from different retailers, perform analysis, manual or machine learning analysis, build the insights and share those insights with manufacturers or retailers. In the background of all of those steps, there is an integration between the steps, and also with some third-party service solutions, like I mentioned at the very beginning of the presentation. So some companies which help us to collect the data, or to analyze the data, or to normalize the data, and so on. Also integration with the internal systems of the manufacturers, the systems of the retailers, PIM, DAM systems, and so on and so forth. So let's jump into each of those. Data acquisition, first of all, the first step. The challenges here can be grouped into two buckets. The first one is more related to look and feel of the retailer, and it is about the presence of the retailer, for example, in different locations or different countries. Of course, different locations will lead to different prices, different stocks, different promotions, probably different content on the different languages, and so on. And all of those locations are to be tracked correctly and collect together. Often locations are configured in the dedicated user account on the retailer. So we need to have user accounts. But however, user accounts is a weak point if we speak about automated data acquisition, data collection, because of course, the more data we collect from the retailers, the more retailer will prevent us, will block us from the collection. They can easily ban the account and so on, ban our, I don't know, IPs and so on and so forth. So this means that in order to make the collection process fluent, we need to automate the creation of the users, of the accounts on the websites, and this is an additional complexity to be tackled. And yeah, we know how to do this. So layout changes, lazy blocks, blocks which are not loaded automatically on the page, but loaded by on demand, are a tricky part of the collection stuff. So we need to schedule our collection, and we need to control the schedule to reveal the layout changes, whether they occurred or not on the retailer. They change the designs from time to time, and understand whether there are any lazy blocks on the page to be collected, like rich content, which is usually not a part of the retailer, but is loaded additionally from the systems of the manufacturer. Technically, data acquisition is about the data volumes. Of course, a huge amount of data can be collected if we are going to analyze many brands and many products. There can be maintenances on the website, so that should be also identified, and products should be rescheduled for the collection. And also, the most complicated part is bot protection and bans and captures, which are prevention steps from the retailer to stop us collecting data automatically. Those items can be solved. There are many solutions on the market. Still, they are very technical and need deep expertise of the engineers to build the solutions. Basically, that's an area of shield and sword war, where one party is creating a better sword and another party is creating a better shield, and there is a constant struggling between them to overcome each other. So this was data acquisition. Data validation, like I mentioned, is about the correctness of the data, whether the data we collected is actually what we needed, whether we collected a description and it is actually a description. Layout could change unexpectedly on the retailer, and we need to identify that we collected not a description anymore, but ingredients or something else. So neural networks help here a lot. Some data patterns, and also from time to time manual spot checks of the data to ensure that it is actually correct and accurate. The next step is data normalization. A complicated step, while validation was more or less straightforward, normalization is more complicated. First of all, data mapping or matching. Like I mentioned previously, we need to match products across retailers. Same products may have different names, different descriptions, and we need to identify some key attributes and use machine learning often to link those products between. Manual effort still will be needed to ensure that the matching is accurate, and usually it is critical to have 99% of accuracy in matching in order to make analysis accurately. So this is about matching, and there are also two more complexities. I already talked about branding. So neural networks help here. Manual branding, of course, help here, especially to teach a neural network. And there are also additional techniques to identify brands by UPCs. Not UPC can tell you about, or barcode can tell you about the manufacturer clearly, but it cannot tell you about anything about the brand, right? Still, there are ways to use that data as well as descriptions and images to identify the brand more accurately. So an area for machine learning as well, and the custom categorization. One more thing which I didn't mention previously is about the difference of categories taxonomy across retailers. You all know that on different retailers, categories may differ a lot, right? Often you may not find the same category if you switch from one retailer to another. But manufacturers usually have their own taxonomy of products, just because their taxonomy is built on the focuses of the competition. For example, Coca-Cola competes with Pepsi not in soft drinks, but in non-sugar drinks. But you will barely find non-sugar drinks in any of the categories on retailers. And this means that we need to collect the products from the retailers and remap them to a different set of categories. This means that we cannot really use the categories of the retailer, but we need to understand by the product name or description which category that product belongs to. And this is the complexity, and this is usually this part is used mostly in sales and share to understand the shares and sales of categories of custom categories, which are much more interesting for the manufacturer rather than for retailers. And the amount of products in sales and share analysis is huge, just because we need to collect a lot of products, actually all products from the categories. That can be thousands and even millions of products, and manually that's not possible to analyze them and recategorize. So we need to use here some automatic techniques, neural networks, and so on. Then, based on those normalized data, we can now perform the analysis and generate the insights. This area is more or less usual in terms of technical challenges. Big data, complex behavior of retailers, and constant. We need to be constantly not sure about the data completeness, right? We need to keep in mind that something could go wrong and something wrong could be collected. Still, neural networks help here, manual analysis help here, and the industry experts are critical in this process to ensure that analyses are performed well enough, and we gain insights which are actually needed by the market and by the manufacturers. So in the background, like I mentioned, integrations with PIM or DAM systems, integrations with different internal systems of the manufacturer, integration of the insights to automatically deliver them to the manufacturer, integrate with the retailer, understand which additional service companies we need to be more efficient in our business as analytical business. All of those solutions lead to the straightforward flow and simplest delivery and of the analysis to our customers and clients. So based on our experience, we know that it is critical to have great expertise, highest level expertise in artificial intelligence in those analytics, in big data related to the architecture of the system, to be able to collect as much as possible data from the retailers, to be able to prevent the problems, to scale efficiently enough. Data visualization is something which is really needed by the clients to understand the insights, and without effective visualization it's not impossible to explain anything. Cloud computing, of course, to gain more scalability and maintainability of the whole system. So based on our expertise, based on the expertise in those technologies and the industry expertise, we can conclude that it is really possible to track 3,000 more brands on the retailers of almost all countries in the world. It is possible to track dozens of millions of products on a daily basis, and it is possible to gain additional revenue for manufacturers and just using the out of stock analysis, reduction of out of stock issues from the retailers. It is possible to gain $500,000 of additional revenue which were lost previously just because products were not available on the website.
So it's finally time for the final Q&A session as we wrap up our presentation. Please feel free to ask any questions you might have regarding the e-commerce analytic to our expert, and we will highlight your questions and answer them, provide you the best answers we can make. And your questions are important, so do not hesitate to ask. We have an e-commerce expert here. Maybe you didn't understand some topics from the presentation, or you have some concerns or ideas, or what do you want to ask about your personal e-commerce projects? What might be helpful for you? We actually are building software right now that will use AI to help track data. Yes, as we mentioned, like AI is quite popular here today for e-commerce analytics, for different types of analysis. So feel free to ask any questions. Maybe you have some concerns about the provided topics in the presentation. So you want to ask to maybe make it clear for you to understand the main aspects of the manufacturer and retailer analytics. So we have the first question. How much impact do you think AI will have on e-commerce analytics, say, over the next 5 years? Yes, as we've told.
Great question. I can confirm that AI will be a critical part. As I described, in most of the areas and most of the directions, machine learning and AI is used or expected to be used. This is related to the volume of data to be analyzed, to the volume of the data, to the volume of the goods sold on online retailers. While the industry is growing pretty rapidly, it is expected to have much more information to be analyzed. Reviews, sales data, information about the product, and so on and so forth. In all of those areas, machine learning and artificial intelligence can be used and should be used to gain insights which are not even visible by a person, by a human. So Of course, yes. In 5 years, it will be a key factor.
Yeah, thank you so much. And another question, what are the hot upcoming trends in e-commerce analytics businesses should keep an eye on? So what do you think?
The key trend right now is called omnichannels. While it was mainly offline 5 or 10 years ago, uh, during these 10 years, we saw a switch to online. And a lot of huge brands of the FMCG and CPG goods, worldwide brands, start switching to online. But still, right now, it is a bit of correction, right? And online and offline are currently working together. Uh, and according to the analysis, it was revealed that 90% or 80-90% of the purchases offline are actually motivated by digital footprint, which means a person who buys nine out of 10 person or 8 out of 10 person who buys products offline most likely saw that product online, found some information, reviews, descriptions, and so on, and only after that came to offline store to touch the product and actually buy it. So this is the main trend, and all analytics right now should incorporate the analysis of offline and online stores altogether.
Okay, thank you so much. And another question. How big should the analyst team be for a small or mid-sized retail company to start e-commerce analytics from scratch?
Okay, it depends on the ambitions. All right. If we speak about the analysis, like I mentioned in the presentation, to analyze all those areas all together, of course, there should be um, experts in all of technical areas, in artificial intelligence, in machine learning, in data acquisition, in data collection, architectural experts. There should be people who can work manually on the data validation and data mapping uh, to process the big amounts of data and prepare them for the machine learning analysis. However, analysis can start from small things. Right, there are analysis like prices comparison or product content analysis or rankings, which do not need a lot of people, and just a couple of engineers can build a system which can collect the data from a single or a couple of retailers and maintain that collection in long term. And another data scientist and data engineer can create a model which can analyze the data and provide some insights. However, the more experts you have, the bigger system you have, the more insights you will be able to provide to your clients, and of course grow the business to greater heights. So there are no limits. You can start with the 2 people, but you can grow to thousands of people. Not thousands, okay, hundreds of thousands of people.
Thank you so much. And can I ask the last question, my personal question about this last from our visitor? It's quite interesting. What do you think? What time does it take to build the whole team, for example, to get the very first results from this analytics team? For example, how so will it take a long time, or when this is a small retail company, how much time will it take to build something from scratch and to get the very first results, for example, from a small analytics team?
Okay, of course, if we speak about the analysis itself, insights, without a specific SaaS solution, but just insights, we can get a data acquisition engineer, we can get machine learning expert, data science scientist, data engineer, and within a couple of months, the first insights will come up. Of course, insights like I mentioned, there are rule-based insights without machine learning, which are faster to be implemented based on the just industry expertise. And there is a machine learning. Machine learning needs data. The more data you have, the more accurate results you have with the machine learning. So you need some time to collect the data. And the complexity of analysis, for example, if you speak about the product content and the goal is to find the problems with the product content, to understand whether that content, that description is not really related to the product, to the image, most likely you will need more time, several months or half a year, to just gain a lot of data from different retailers and teach your machine learning model to be accurate enough. However, if we speak about analysis of the promotional campaigns to find out the differences and the logic of the promotional campaigns of the competitors, a couple of months will be just enough to find out the insights and build the effective campaign of ours.
Thank you so much. That looks better than I thought. When you use the ML techniques, that's really insightful. Thank you, Andrei. So I think we are running out of time, unfortunately, but please feel free to ask any questions via our email that you can see on your screens, and we won't leave you guessing, and we will answer your questions as soon as we can. So
I just sorry, Valeria. I just would like to highlight one question from Naxola as well. Thanks, Naxola, for it. How big should be the analysis team for small or mid-sized retail company? The analysis team, it's enough to have a single data scientist at the beginning. Data scientist and data engineer to implement those scientific solutions data scientist finds. For the beginning, that's more than enough. Once you execute something, execute MVP or proof of concept for your idea, start to analyzing something, you will understand how much more people you have, whether you have those or not. Probably the insights from those two will be just enough. So start with the small, of course, always. Lean idea.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for highlighting this question. Didn't notice it. So that was definitely our last answer. And thank you so much for your comments and your active participation throughout this discussion. But before we say goodbye, I have an invitation for our guests. Please take a moment to scan the QR code that you can see on your screens right now. It's your gateway to our website when you can dive deeper into our expertise, get better acquainted with our team, or get a consultation for your own e-commerce project. Maybe you have some ideas to implement, maybe you have some concerns. So our team by Innowise Group is always ready to help you. So we're looking forward to our future collaborations. A heartfelt thank you to our expert, Andrei Cibulko, for sharing his insights for us today. Once again, thank you for being a part of this webinar. That was really useful. And to our visitors, have a fantastic day. Thank you for your time. And we look forward to our collaboration. And hopefully, we will see you at our next event. Thank you so much again, and see you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for joining.